We shoot back up now to the start for the lightweight men's quadruple sculls. Going to be a good race, this. Favourites, Greece and Italy in the centre lanes, but on the outside, Australia, who came fourth, split fourth. The bow pair fourth in the double at Sydney, and the stern pair were in this boat, the quad, at Sydney. Denmark in lane 2, silver medalists at the Lucerne World Cup. Greece, newly formed quad, are in lane 3. And in lane 4, the Italians, who are only half a second off the World Championship time in their heat. So they burst through into the final. Lane 5's with Germany. They're the gold medalists at Lucerne only a couple of months ago. And in lane 6, Hong Kong, China. They were bronze medalists at the Lucerne World Cup, formed of the two doubles that had relatively mixed performances through the early years, but brought together now as a quad, performing exceptionally well.
And, I think that was the German stroke man we're looking at, Jason Osborne. Just in the final few tense moments.
That is it, the tense moments when the butterflies are still buzzing, only released by the buzzer.
Attention.
Good clean start from all the crews, and I guess, you know, if you asked most coaches on the bank, they'd probably pick the Italians as favourite for this, but the Germans, who got beaten by the Italians in the heat, mean business, don't they? Gone out quick.
Look at the Greeks as well. They're nosing out in front very well, keeping in contact with the Germans, and if anything, the Italians slower than expected off the blocks.
What a great start there by the Germans, though. They definitely had the advantage, had the momentum out of the blocks, and they're almost, what, half a length up on the Greeks at this early stage. Can they hold on to this fast start? This is the quads. An entirely different kettle of fish to the smaller boats that we've seen thus far. We know that it is so important in the quad scull to get a good, clean, fast start. You can't afford to give an inch in this boat from stroke one, and the Germans have put themselves in excellent fighting position. Can they maintain this in the latter stages of the race? We'll see as they get further down the track, but certainly looking very strong right now, and they seem to be transitioning into a very solid mid-race rhythm.
Well, the bowman in the German boat, Moritz Moos, and the stroke man, Jason Osborne, they also won the under-23s in Linz. So, you know, they've set themselves up for a pretty good quad to perform here, and they proved that at Lucerne. Going through 500, though, 3/4 of a length up on the Greeks. Italy still very much in touch for that bronze medal at the moment, but I think we're going to see them shift some soon.
Great start by Germany, but I'm in awe of the Greek performance at the moment, because we saw them yesterday come, two of them in the middle of the boat, Spyros Giannis and Panagiotis Mavdanis come. There we are, we see the Greeks, the two men in the middle of the boat, the guy with the cap on his back of his head, Spyros Giannis, and Panagiotis Mavdanis just closer to us in the lightweight men's double scull, qualifying for the final, finishing third, I think, behind Italy and is it Switzerland? So they've come out again today in this event, and Postiglione, he's only got 4 lightweight rowers, and rather than have the other two miss out, he's put them in a lightweight men's quad. Risky strategy, but might pay off.
Quick start there from the Germans. They're still up at 38, but their lead is quickly being eroded as the Greeks start to move through them and the Italians gain that overlap. So, as you say, really good start there from the Greeks. Can they keep it up, though?
Yeah, I think anything could happen going into this third 500. It'll be really interesting to see who can maintain that momentum as they get into the latter stages of this race. But certainly moving out into the front now are the Germans, the Greeks and the Italians. But the Danes still in touch. I mean, we saw Stephenson win the gold medal in the lightweight men's single just before this race. Do the Danes have a response?
Well, we're coming up to the halfway mark here, and that's exactly my question as well. can they move up and come back on terms for a medal position? Because I don't think we've seen the Italians shift it yet, and I think we're going to see that soon when they want to pull up out in front. They're going to have a burn any moment now. I can feel it in my bones.
You know, the Danes, they let out in the heat. They had the quickest time to 500 metres, and I think Tommy Poulsen will be wondering what's going on with their sort of surge, because at the moment they're off the back of a bun fight for the first place, and the Greeks, well, particularly Honey's strategy seems to be paying off.
Times from the heats and the reps, though. Fastest time was the Italians, 5:55, and it was the Danes who had the second fastest time. So I think we've yet to see more from them as this race develops. Look at that, the Greeks coming out in front.
I really like the way that the Germans are rowing. I mean, they look very clean, very tight, but it seems that the Greeks are just that much more powerful. I mean, they're a little bit rougher than the Germans seem to look at this stage, but look at the momentum and look at that acceleration into the back. I mean, it's so important in the quad is that second half acceleration. You don't see the layback or the sit back of the heavier boats like the 4 or the double, but certainly you need that strong acceleration with the torso into the back turn, and the Greeks are doing that very well.
Germans starting to struggle here. You can see their three-man, Jonas Schützenberg, starting to nod his head as he really tries to hoof that blade through.
Yeah, I think they've done a fantastic job, the Germans, because really they're so far out in front of the Danes, who I think were pretty dominant in winning their heat, certainly winning their repechage.
Times through the 1500 there, 4:31 to Greece. So they're a second, 1.1 in front of Germany, who in turn are a full second ahead of Italy.
And I think it's going to be all about these three boats. I mean, there's too much clear water now between the Italians and the Danes at this moment for the Danes to respond. Which order the medals will fall, I mean, we can't quite tell yet. There's still 500 metres to go, but certainly the Greeks looking very, very strong for that gold medal position. They're moving up to 3/4 of a length over the Germans, but the Germans still holding off the Italians by almost half a length. Can the Italians respond, or will the Germans hold them off?
You see that boat speed difference there? I mean, half a kilometre an hour makes huge difference, and I think that's a sign that the Greeks have gone for their finishing burn. Look at them, they're pulling up towards a length over the Germans now as they're going into the red buoys, signifying the last 250.
They're rowing long though, aren't they? I mean, you know, there's no shortening at all. They're really out long, connected. And I think this strategy of doubling up between the lightweight men's double and the lightweight men's quad is really paying off, because gold in the first year of an Olympic cycle is a tremendous boost, and you really want competition for your lightweight men's double, and that's exactly what's going to happen in Greece.
The Greeks have amazed me today. That is absolutely not what I was expecting. They've pulled out in front and they've managed to keep extending out to a full length over Germany coming to the line. But can the Italians do it? I don't think they have enough course left. But the new world rowing champions in the lightweight men's quadruple sculls division, Greece, shortly followed by Germany, and Italy take the bronze.
Fantastic row for Germany there. I mean, I think they really did a fantastic job to get up in front of the Italians and to be leading for as long as they did. You know, they took a risk out of the start. They put it all out there, and it paid off in the end. They got there with the silver medal. Great job by Germany.
And that's 6 different nations that have won events in the 6 finals, A finals we've had this afternoon. USA, Italy, Switzerland, Denmark, Austria, and now Greece. And I wonder if it'll be a 7th when we come up to the lightweight women's quads. I suspect it probably won't, actually. I suspect we'll have one nation nose in front.